Our first project is going to be some sort of glass. I'll show a couple different ways you can draw one. We'll do the simple way of sweeping first. So I would use a polyline because the polyline allows me to make a enclosed one-line system. That's why it's polyline, because it's more than one line, but it's combined. So if you go to the polyline command, which is on your left side here, right under line and construction line, you can also find it if you go to home, draw, no, not draw, right there. Polyline's the first one actually. You select that, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw out a section view of a wine glass. To do that, I'm just gonna draw the rim, the top rim. This is not gonna be perfect. I'm just doing a simple example. And if you want to arc it for some reason, like I want to arc it from here to here, what you can do is type in A. It's one of your options at the bottom in the command line. A for arc. And you hit space or enter, or you can right click too, and it's going to give you an arc. So now you can see that I'm making an arc. So I'm going to do it over here, click that. Now if I want to go back to using a line, instead of, because it's still set at arc, it's set at your previous command, what I would need to do is type in L for line. So here's your L, line. And these capital letters is how you direct to a command. So if it's CE, it will be center because they're both capital. CL is for close. And D, since one letter is capital, you just have to type it in. So that's how they solved the issue of having two commands starting with the same letter. They just capitalized whatever you have to type in. So for this one, I'm going to type in L for line, enter or space. I'm going to go straight down. Then I'm going to go across to do the bottom of the wine glass. And then if you want to make sure that it's even on the bottom, straight, 90-degree angle, just turn on your ortho, which is the fourth one down over here, ortho mode. Or you can type in F8, that is another shorthand cut to get it turned on. So I did that. Draw a line up here. Now I have to go back to arc to get that arc. So I'm typing A for arc. Now, I gotta turn off my ortho because it's causing issues of trying to click somewhere, so I'm just gonna turn it off, or typing in F8. Now if that arc is curving the wrong way, that's okay, don't worry. I'll show you how to fix it in a little bit. But for now, just click on it to where you believe it's gonna be closing. And I'm gonna actually do one more arc up here because I wanted the lip to be smooth at 1 inch. Makes it a little bit interesting. I'm going to close it up like that. And click enter or space to exit out of the command. On this line over here, I did an extra. I'm just going to move it back. How I did that was I selected the line, hit the blue point, and dragged it without, I just clicked on it once and I moved it to the other blue box and clicked. So now it's enclosed. Now to fix this area here, what I need to do is select the object, select that blue point of the middle of the arc, and just stretch it back until I believe it's reasonable to what I want. So that didn't look too good, so I'm going to move it back up. And this I'm going to change to, you can always move. So even though you drew it out, you could always modify it, make it a little bit more interesting. And you can even fill it. Just the problem is I don't, like so. Actually, what you want to make sure is that this line here is straight because we're going to revolve around it to enclose and make a solid object. So what you want to do, if you're not sure if it's straight, just draw a line using and making sure your ortho is on. You will snap to the bottom. You will drag up and it should be perfectly aligned. Mine is. If not, if yours isn't, just you can stretch it into position to snap onto your construction line that you just created. I'll delete that line. I no longer need that. And what my next option is, I'm going to do is use the revolve command. There's a few places you can find that. You can go to Draw, Modeling, Revolve. It's one way of doing it. Second option is you can type it in, Revolve. And your third option is you can go to your Solid tab and go to Revolve. Once you have that selected, what you want to do is click on your object, click Enter or Space, because it's asking you if you want to select any more. Bottom, select Objects to Revolve. I already selected one, that's the only one I want. So I click Enter or Space, and then I select the axis where I want it rotated around, which is that axis right in the middle of the section of the glass. And making sure my ortho is on, otherwise it won't be perfectly created. So now I'm going to leave it 360 degrees because that's what default is. So I'm just going to click Enter, and I should have myself a 3D glass. Now I'm rotating by holding Shift and holding the scroll button on my mouse. Moving around lets me see it in a better view. Now if we want to make it shaded, you can type in shade, or you can go to View, Visual Style, and you can go to Conceptual. That's the preferred one I use. Of course there's Realistic and other options. You can play around with that and see which one you prefer. So this is Conceptual, Visual Style, this is Realistic, and so forth. So my object is actual solid object. It's pretty much done deal. What I want to do next is go over rendering it, and we'll do some other creative things with it. Just gonna make sure everybody's caught up.